What is going on, guys? The name's D-Free. Welcome back to another Dokkan battle video. Today we're going to be breaking down the newest data download for 620, as you see here. So if you're not already subscribed to the Dokkan Reddit, go ahead and do so. Excuse me. They're a community with a lot of cool guys over there, people that I've personally interact with, and people that are subscribed to the channel. And some of them are my friends and stuff. And it's a cool community, and they do stuff like this. So if you're interested in the game, you have questions about the game, they're a very welcome community. Go ahead and subscribe to the Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle Reddit. And so anyways, let's go ahead and talk about the newer information. So we have a new LR Zamasu, which technically, I don't know what they're going to call it. Maybe they'll call it Goku Black Zamasu. I don't know. I'm sure there's a translation on it, but I'm too lazy to look it up, so I don't care. Anyways, LR Goku Black and Zamasu is apparently what they're calling it, according to Demayo. So we have that. We have the Gohan from the World Tournament prize. We have rebirths, 2 rebirths for Grade 8 Fasha and Bardock, and another rebirth for Future Trunks from the Future Trunks storyline. So let's take a look at the card art first for LR, Black, and Zamasu. This thing is lit. That art is amazing. 200% key multiplier. Fantastic unit. Let's look at the max stats. 14,000, 17,000, and 9,000. That art is so good. Let's go look at the translation down here as well. So we have tech type 90% to all stats and 3 key. Recovers 15% of your HP. I'm assuming that that's at the start of the turn. It's kind of what it looks like. Attack up 30% when attacked. And it caps at 120%. So it's like Super 17's mechanic. It allows him to get hit and then hit harder back in return. I don't see damage mitigation on here, but I'm assuming that since he doesn't, see, he doesn't mitigate damage like Super 17 does. Instead, he heals, and he basically, he stacks his defense. So the funny thing about this is actually very true to form, like for the character in the anime, and even in the manga too. He is Zamasu, so Zamasu is able to basically be invincible. What's the word? I can't think of it right now. It's late. Freaking immortal. There we go. He's immortal. So I mean, the closest representation to that you could have in Dokkan is recovery, which STR Zamasu does too, but he's kind of bad because he has a restriction on his stuff. But recovers HP, and then he gets hit and he gets stronger. That's like a Zenkai boost, which is what Goku Black had 1 million of in the anime. And then he stacks his defense as well for 3 turns and then 6 turns on the 18 key. So, yeah, it's basically Goku Black. Of course, he gets more tanky, able to get those Zenkai boosts and come back stronger. I like it. I like the idea. I don't think that he's better than... He's weird. He's in that range around LR Vegeta, which isn't a bad thing. Like, somebody commented earlier on my video about LR Vegeta that, he thinks he's better than I think he is. And I said, that's fine. I still think LR Vegeta is like a top 5 card in the game, or top 7 in that area. It doesn't really matter. This guy's like right in that same vicinity. I feel like Broly loses his defense, but it's not that big of a deal. And the Gohan and puts himself in a separate category because he doesn't have any drawbacks. But anyways, Link set, Fear and Faith, Nightmare, Ready for War, so that's Prepare for Battle, Dismal Future, Big Bad Bosses, and Fierce Battle, which is another plus. I don't know why they are shafting Vegeta so hard. Every other unit gets Fierce Battle but him. Oh my god. Legendary Power. And they didn't translate the other ones. So, off the bat, I talked about this on Twitter, and I tweeted, hey, assuming that Broly is actually the 120% tech lead, which it seems like he will be. I mean, they called him like super on it. Could be a typo. Most likely is a typo because Broly's a bad guy. He can't be a super character. That doesn't make any sense. So assuming that he's the 120% tech extreme type leader, then Broly's team, if you saw my team building video, there were legitimate holes in that team. There was actually legitimate concern for that team as to whether or not it could actually, link well and synergize well and work cohesively if you have this guy, which is a big caveat because he's an LR. But either way, looking at it optimally, taking into consideration every unit in the game, the Broly's team got a massive upgrade because now you have a guy that plugs in there that fills some of those voids that the team previously had, whereas we were looking at Fusion Zamasu as a unit that, if you looked at my team building video, once again, that was kind of fringe optimal. He had a chance to legitimately not be on the team. Now I think that you can run him, you can run Mass Saiyan, in confidence, and then probably run 2 or 3 of those support guys. Whether you run 2 and Bio Broly or 3 and no Bio Broly shouldn't truly matter. And then Broly as a leader, and that's your full team there. So this is a big upgrade for this team. This is exactly what it needed, because whether you like Broly as a character or not, that's not really my point. I just felt like he was a bad choice due to the units around him, because you can't even really run Tech Freeze on that team. Like, people say, I'm going to run Tech Freezer for tanking. Fine, I guess. I mean, Bio Broly is a good enough tank on that team. You don't really need a whole lot of damage mitigation because it's going to output more than it's going to take. But at the same time, Frieza's not only a tank, he's meant to hit hard as well, which is why his passive is the way it is. And he's simply a detriment to your team offensively, because he himself won't be able to super due to poor link set. And then on top of that, he's going to hold back the guy who's linking with him due to poor link set. So, I don't know. The team wasn't very cohesive, so I'm very happy that they got this. It's exactly what they needed. He doesn't have the Super Saiyan link, but, I mean, they only had so many links they could give him, right? So, let's move on to the next one. Let's look at Gohan. So, we have Gohan, who was actually the World Tournament reward. I actually didn't show these other 2 Rs. We can show them really quick. So, and yeah, by the way, they shafted Vegeta so many ways. They just keep doing it. It's not even, like, subtle. It's funny. I don't know why. I understand why they gave him the rebirth link, but I don't care what you say about it. It's a shaft, because everybody else got Fierce Battle. Gohan, Broly, and Black all got Fierce Battle. Because Vegeta even used stage medals too. I mean, they could have given it to him if they wanted to. They truly, truly wanted to. It's not that big of a deal, to be honest. I've said it so many times. He needs the key. But Goku Black here is actually farmable. That's what I was going to say. Him, Gohan, and Broly are all farmable. And Vegeta isn't. Just gets so no love at all. That's funny. And Vegeta was the first LR that I actually naturally pulled, followed by Gohan and then Broly. So that was kind of funny. No, I pulled Gohan first, actually, on a different account though. So yeah, Goku Black. That's the summonable art that'll have when you summon him. And where's the? Oh, that's the Gohan. And where's the second variation of the art? TUR. There we are. Or not. I'll just click it. It gets both of them, which is pretty cool. So, yeah. And then we have Gohan here, who's the next World Tournament reward. That art is straight out of the anime. Love it. And the manga. So, pretty cool. Orange Star High School Gohan. And what does he do? Super type, key +2, HP and defense +50%. Passive is super type, key +2 at attack. And he's literally the same card as the World Tournament Gohan that was AGL like a couple tournaments ago, passive-wise. He has a chance to stun, fine. Golden Warrior, Super Saiyan, Saiyan Lineage, Saiyan Warrior Race, Z Fighters, and Hero of Justice. Cool, so he only has 2 good links. I meant cool sarcastically, but it doesn't really matter because he gives himself and everybody else key and attack and defense. So, all right, cool. Not a bad unit, not a spectacular unit, but he's cool. So we have Bardock, Fasha, and Trunks, 3 rebirths. Let's go ahead and take a look at those guys here and then get up out of here. I'm going to close these out. So there's Bardock. Here is Fasha. And then Trunks. Okay, so we have Bardock. I like that art. I like what he's doing there. That looks really cool. Him and the Aver both with the fist up. I like it. So this Bardock was always kind of low-key underrated. Now he gives 100% up. So 100% up now at the start of the turn without a restriction. Previously, he gave 70% up with a 30% restriction, I believe. So, very good unit. Very good unit. The problem with him is that max stat is kind of low, but that's not a big deal. That's a bit of a gripe. And lack of Fierce Battle, because that's 15%, but still, very good rebirth. I like how they're starting to give the rebirth 100% now, whereas previously they would kind of reserve that for Dokkan Festival Awakenings, and they'd give the rebirths 90%. This kind of just speaks to the creep, because if they could, they'd rebirth. If they were to rebirth the Gohan, AGL, and Intelligence, like Teen Gohans or whatever, not Teen Gohan, but Adult Gohan, but they call them Adolescents on Global. You know what I mean? Like the father-son Kamehameha AGL Gohan, and then the Intelligence one that's in the purple clothes from the Buu Saga. If they were to rebirth those guys now, they'd probably give them Fierce Battle, and they would probably make them 100%. You know, and back then they were reluctant to do things like that. So it just speaks to the game and its development so far as damage goes. So nowadays, Fasha still changes orbs, still one of the best STR orb changers, but now she gets a 30% attack and defense increase. So, wow, that's a big buff too, because they don't really do that either. They always give these guys now with the rebirths that orb changers, they give them like an attack increase, but to see attack and defense, I think this is one of the first times that they really do that. So that's very good for her. Very good unit for changing orbs, especially in the World Tournament. So I'm glad to see that. And then we have this Trunks, who is from the History of Trunks story mission. So that Trunks was really cool too, because he could actually be used to farm the super attack of any of the Super Saiyan Rage Trunks in the game. And this is his awakening, so he's a free-to-play unit, completely free-to-play, super intelligence. So if you have Gogeta or Gohan or whatever, LR Gohan, he's going to fit nicely on your team. He also gets that beautiful fierce battle. So, very good unit here. Attack plus 70%. Let's go ahead and look at some of the translations. I've pretty much, excuse me. I have functioned under the assumption that you know what these guys do already, so forgive me for that. Bardock, all HP attack, all types. HP and attack up by 50%. No defense or key. Attack up 100%. Chance of going Great Ape when above 30% HP twice. Ooh. He can go ape twice, huh? Wait, no, for 2 turns, I believe. Or is it literally when above 30% HP? That's a weird passive. I don't know. It's worded weirdly. Either way, Saiyan Warrior Race, the Saiyan Lineage, Team Bardock, Saiyan Pride, Transform. That's the ape one. I think that's a 2-key link. Saiyan Roar and Rebirth. So the only really good link he has is Rebirth, unfortunately, for the team that he'd be running on, which doesn't really help him a whole lot. That's kind of what holds him back from being optimal, unfortunately. But he's still a very good unit either way. You're definitely not. And Saiyan Lineage, I think Goku has that too. So that's a 1-key link, but you're definitely not really losing anything if you run him. I'd run him. He's a very good unit. So Fasha, HP above 30%, attack and defense plus 30%. Same passive for orb changing, but now she gets a 30% attack and defense boost as well as double ape. I don't know what the freaking hell the double ape thing means. Like, they both say that. I'll have to figure that out. So, Saiyan Warrior Race, Team Bardock, Saiyan Pride, Battlefield Diva, Transform, Saiyan Roar, and Rebirth. So, Trunks, why they do that to you? Attack plus 70% when facing 2 or more enemies? Please, no. Don't do that. Come on. It's good in the World Tournament. It's good for the first stage of the Dokkan events, but he literally becomes offensively useless. And he gets the sweet fierce battle, too. That's such a letdown. Damn. He's still a good filler unit, you know, and that's me trying to find something positive to say, but that, it couldn't be when facing 2 or less. Like, damn. 1 or less. Damn it. Because literally, this doesn't trigger unless you're fighting 2 or more opponents, which is on the first stage of a Dokkan event for some of them. Not even all of them, I don't think. Yeah, I'm positive, not even all of them. So it's like, still a good free-to-play unit, though. Golden Warrior, Saiyan Lineage. I'm actually disappointed in that, not going to lie. Super Saiyan Vegeta Family, Saiyan Warrior Race, Dismal Future. They don't have a Fierce Battle Link, which he actually has. We could see it right there. So, that means he must awaken with the Trunks event medals. So, not bad. I do like a lot of this. Minor correction. Super types. Oh, he added that STR. Okay. Yeah, I do like a lot of these units. I'm very happy to see what they've done with the apes. I'll have to figure out the double ape mechanic. Can they go ape, come back, and then go ape again, maybe? That's what it seems like. It doesn't really matter because I don't really too much care for the ape mechanic personally anyway. But I do like the cards themselves. 100% up, the stronger orb-changing Fasha. I like how Trunks got the freaking Fierce Battle Link. I don't like his passive. I like the mechanics for the Zamasu and Black. I don't think that they're really, like, OP broken or anything like that. I don't think that they're in that tier. But I do like the real-world aspect that they gave the card. Like, something similar they did to Bio Broly. Recently, Dino and I, or Rhymestyle, were kind of talking about creativity in the game, and that is a form of creativity, making these characters kind of adjacent to their anime character. So, anyways, Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you are new to the channel, please consider subscribing. And as I said earlier in the video, make sure you subscribe to the Dokkan Reddit. Have an awesome day, and I'll catch you guys later.